Welcome to the Magnificent Mediumship Masterclass. I am your host, Victoria Bond, and the creator of Magnificent Mediumship Certification. Today, you are in for a treat because not only am I going to take you through the 3 keys that I believe are the most important foundations for being a great medium, I'm also going to spill the tea and share some of my secrets about mediumship. Stuff that I have remembered from the Akashic Records, that I have downloaded from my soul streams, and that I've been told from my very own spirit guides. Mediumship is all about remembering who you are, and with these 3 keys today in this masterclass, I know that by the end of this hour, you are going to be so much more expanded, intuitive, and on your way to becoming a magnificent medium. Now, if you're here, I know that you know. There's something that you've got deep within you that has been called to be unlocked. Maybe you're already a seasoned medium and you want to turn up those abilities, tune in more, or even go more galactic and more internal with your gifts. Whatever the season or reason of why you're here, that innate wisdom and knowledge that is calling, that is knocking on your soul to say, release me and allow me to come out and share my gifts with the world. You are being called here, a soul calling. Your spirit is asking to be seen more so you can embrace these gifts, so you can create a ripple effect of change in the world. Now, I believe there's a reason why everyone is being interested in consciousness, in mediumship, into channeling light language entities and energy, all of which we're going to talk about today. And that is because we are going through a profound paradigm shift on this planet. We are waking up in droves, and I've got to tell you, I wasn't born awake seeing spirit. I wasn't born awake conscious knowing what my path was. It wasn't until I was 33 years old. I had my second child, so it all happened when I was kind of pregnant, but then when I had my child, I kind of woke up, and I call this my big bang awakening. So I'm really curious if this has happened to you, where you've had like a massive awakening. Of course, we have mini awakenings all the time, constantly, sometimes daily. But the big bang awakening is when you have been through something like a birth, or maybe a near-death experience, or maybe you have experienced the passing of someone that you love. So it's kind of like this big shake-up of your consciousness, and you start to wake up to the matrix. You wake up through what the conditioning is, and you go, I'm here for something bigger, something more. Who am I? You start asking questions. What do I truly believe that no one has told me, that if I did tune in and follow my own path, my own knowing, my own wisdom, where would I end up? This is the calling that so many of us have, the calling that I heard 9 years ago, approximately, maybe 10 years ago. I'm a long time ago. A decade ago, I woke up and I made a promise that anything I downloaded or remembered or that was told from spirit directly, I would share with the world to help other people unlock their magnificence so they can step into their mediumship abilities, into their intuitive knowing, their innate wisdom, and really live the best life possible as a human being, not just a spirit, not just a soul, but as a human. So I like to take out the fluff and bring in the truth and go, hey, I'm a mum. I was a hairdresser for nearly 20 years. I'm a sister. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. And I believe that being a human is super important, but also being the spiritual being that we were born to be and really live out our mission. Live on purpose is really important. So this is why I'm creating this masterclass for you today. So you can tune into your magnificence. You can tune into your mediumship abilities, your channel, and live a life that is extraordinary, a life that is magnificent, and a life where you can manifest all that you truly desire easily, quickly, and without the hustle. So are you ready to tune into these 3 key codes? Are you ready to activate, to open up all of these doors that were closed so many lives ago to keep you safe? It's time to come out of the spiritual closet. In this masterclass, I'll be sharing with you these incredible 3 keys, but I'll also share with you what magnificent mediumship is all about. This is a taster of Magnificent Mediumship itself, which is an entire portal. It is an entire 3 months of working with me. And if you stay to the end, you will be able to receive a very special offer just for you. So stick around, make sure you're somewhere comfortable, get cozy, because you're about to activate like you never have before. Today is not about learning something new, although it's going to feel like you're learning a lot of different things. It's really about remembering who you are on a real deep level. And I love to say, to know spirit is to know yourself. I also love to say that you are the strongest entity in your reality, and that your power is your greatest protection. You know, I don't believe that we need protection. I don't believe that there's anything to fear, because when you're the strongest entity in your reality, when you know who you are, when you're standing your ground and you have healthy boundaries, okay, we're going to talk about this today, you know that you literally create your reality. You're the creator, you are the manifester, and you are the medium. So what are these 3 key codes, these energetic key codes that I believe is super important when you're learning how to be a magnificent medium? The first one is energetic reset. So we're going to dive into this today. Now, energy is everything. It is our first language. So we are going to go through what an energetic reset is for you. Now, this is something that we do in Magnificent Mediumship. We spend pretty much a whole month working on energy. Energy is absolutely everything. So I'm really excited to take you through that key code. The second one is the sacred invitation. So this is really about working with spirit. Now, quite often we feel like spirit is completely separate from us, like in a different reality. Well, they kind of are, but it's a little bit simpler and a lot more complex. There's a bit of a paradox going there. So I can't wait to dive into what that sacred invitation means for you. And the third one is the trust leap. Okay, so you know what it's like. Have you ever done like a skydive? Have you ever taken a massive leap of faith, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? I know that you have, and I'd love to know what that was for you. What was the biggest thing for you? Maybe it was getting married. I remember for me, it was literally in an airplane, being in an airplane and skydiving twice on my 25th birthday. Saying yes was a massive thing, right? And then actually going up in the plane and having to get out of the plane and free fall and then do the whole parachute and stuff, like that feeling, that trust leap that I was actually going to survive was really intense. And I experienced the same trust leap when I had to actually decide to drop everything that I believed and find my own path. So we're going to go into that one for you as well. And this is very much connected into what information comes through from spirit, from the sacred invitation, and how do we translate that? You've got to understand, we've got to translate the information spirit is bringing through. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about that as well. But before we begin, we are going to open this space together and invite in spirit. So make sure you're somewhere where you can take a couple of moments to yourself to allow yourself to open up to spirit. Close your eyes down when you can. It's beautiful to close your eyes down and really just kind of reset the nervous system, come into your present self. And when you're closing your eyes down, take a nice deep breath and breathe out your mouth. Notice what you can see behind your eyelids. I invite you to put your hand on your heart if that feels good. Notice what you can taste in your mouth. Notice the warmness within your mouth. Notice the breath and how it feels when you're breathing in through your nose, filling up your belly. And noticing the warmth as you're breathing out slowly out your mouth. Noticing what you can smell through those nostrils. Noticing your belly expanding and rolling over the breath and breathing out slowly. Noticing what you can hear with your ears, within your body, within the room that is around you. Noticing what you can hear outside of the room. Noticing what you can sense, what you feel on your skin. And now noticing any emotions, any frustration, maybe feelings of happiness and gratitude. I always like to say, how now? How are you feeling now? Doing a little check into the human body. Is there any sticky parts? Any parts that you're holding tight? I always like to say, relax the jaw, relax the belly, relax the hips, relax the hands and the feet. And this is how we go into what I call spirit mode. Allowing yourself to be receptive to the guides, to the channel, to the teaching today. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drop our barriers down. And I invite you to grow roots from your feet all the way down into the earth. Keep breathing in and out. Dropping those barriers down, down, down. And now, can you put a smile on your face and feel grateful for something from today or something about your life? What are you grateful for right now? Feel that warmth starting to spread from your heart around your entire body. And maybe you give this warmth a color, expanding this warmth, this light through your body and now into your aura. That's it. Your light, your love, your joy is expanding beyond your body, beyond your aura, now filling up the room. Beautiful. Now expanding to fill up the house, fill up the town, the city, the suburb, the country. Expand, 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 expand. You are safe, loved, guided, and protected. Calling in your spirit teams, angels, and spirit guides from the highest vibrations, frequencies of the true white light, here for the highest good of you and the highest good of all. Anything that is not for the highest good must leave immediately. Breathing in, breathing out, setting your intention for today. Being receptive, being open to learning the 3 key codes of being a magnificent medium. Allowing yourself to open your heart space to receive love from your guides and those that you love that are in spirit. When you are ready, take one last deep breath, breathing in deeply, breathing out, audibly out the mouth, and opening your eyes. Beautiful. Welcome back. I'd love to know what your intention was for today's Magnificent Mediumship Masterclass. I'd love to know how now. How are you feeling? Quite often when we tune in, we find that we're holding tension somewhere in our body. And when we come present with our body, when we become more present, we become more intuitive. And the more relaxed we become, the more receptive we become to our guides, to receiving information, tuning into a frequency that is right here, but we must attune to it. I'm so happy that you're here. So let's get into today's training. This is such a great time to tune into your mediumship and your intuitive abilities because the veil has never been thinner. Basically, this year and the coming years is ripe for us to attune into our innate gifts. People think that mediums are super gifted or super weird or super woo-woo and usually come from a long line of mediums. And yes, this can be true, but really all personalities, all ages and stages can tune into their mediumship abilities. And we see this with children, we see this with the elderly, and truthfully, from the ages of kind of like 15 to like 70, we're like super busy doing lifing. We are busy making friends and experiences and being human, and that is beautiful, but so many of us have literally cut off our mediumship abilities because it's something that isn't common knowledge, meaning it hasn't been taught in schools. So we prioritized and we favored what it means to be a human and to fit in. So when I say, are you ready to come out of the spiritual closet? What I mean is, are you ready to remember who you are? It doesn't mean that you have to go and change your whole lifestyle and become like a hippie or what we've perceived people to be that are spiritual. No, I'm an everyday soccer mom who takes my daughter to dance, who walks on the beach with my husband, and I'm a magnificent medium. So many of my clients are lawyers, accountants, coaches. Yes, I have Reiki facilitators, practitioners, masseuses, but I also have like everyday people that are living normal lives. Now, what is normal? Okay, so this is becoming more normal. It is what the majority is doing. And because we're waking up, because the veil is thinner, it is our responsibility to know our standards, to know our boundaries, and to be the most spiritual person we possibly can be. This doesn't mean religion. This doesn't mean having to be indoctrinated into any system. It means to find who we are, what we believe. And I reckon that these 3 key codes today will help you discover that, but help you discover that for you, because the truth is your mediumship abilities and your channeling abilities are completely different to mine. And what I like to do as a mediumship teacher, as a spiritual teacher, is to help you unlock you, not make mini me's. And this is where human beings need to be educated. I used to doubt myself all the time. And when I received things like a feather falling from the sky or monarch butterflies that were just constantly there, or I was seeing things in my head, or my dreams were ridiculously vivid. They always have been vivid. I dream every single night. Or when I had an intuitive nudge and then something happened and I was like, oh my God, did I make that happen? Was that gonna happen? Am I making this up? I literally thought that was just a coincidence. And even my mum was like, oh yes, it's a coincidence. I kind of grew up thinking everything was coincidences until I started realizing that these signs, these synchronicities, these dreams, like all the things became more frequent. The more I slowed down, the more I came in, the more I questioned and I got curious and observed, the more I realized this was kind of a way of me living. The busier I got, the less signs, the less intuitive nudges. But I'd slow down. I'd go to a chi class or go for a walk in the forest or go to the beach or have a rest, just meditate and have a rest. And I started getting downloads. Like the information started coming in and I was just like, there's got to be more to this. Can't be coincidences. I started asking the question, like, could I be gifted? Even though up until now, into my 30s, I have not seen myself gifted at all. I saw myself as perfectly average in the education system as a human being, perfectly average. That's how I saw myself. The whole time, I didn't realize that I had some extreme superpowers and they were right under my nose. Now, I share this with you because usually if you are watching my stuff, you're going to resonate with some of the stuff that I've been through because we are a mirror. We are human beings and we are all waking up. And although you're an individual expression and so am I, we are still a collective and we are all connected. There is no mistake that you are here today. So even if by the end of this, you're just having reminders of what you already know, you will be activating simply because you are on this call. So I'm really excited to go deeper. We are now going to get into key code 1, the energetic reset. So this is key 1. Now, I said before, in Magnificent Mediumship Certification, my 3-month program, we spend the whole time on energy, but the first month is very much about energetic reset. Why is that? Because if you are not in your body, if you are seeing everything as external, if you are not taking your responsibility for your energetic self, therefore you feel like things are happening to you externally and you have no control over it, you need to reset this. We're going to have a little reset today. So I hope you're excited and let me know if you are. I'd love to know how this is going for you. Energetic reset is about understanding your language as energy. Now, in my programs, what I do is I help others to activate their light language. Now, I'm not teaching light language. I'm helping others to recognize the energy of light language, because light language is simply an energetic codex that is coming from the universe, or it's coming from different galactic streamlines, okay? So what's happening is we are translating this energy, and it's coming into sound and motion into a language that we don't really understand because we haven't been taught light language, right? And there's lots of different variations. So when I'm doing light language, it comes through sometimes in high pitches, low pitches. Sometimes there is no translation of words or meaning, but it's a vibrational healing. It is a frequency. Energy is frequency. And once you understand how to use energy, how to flow energy, how to expand it, we did this earlier, we expanded our energy. And then I invited you to spread the energy and the vibration of gratitude, also known as love, through your body, through your aura, and we just kept expanding and expanding and expanding. This is creating a resonance with higher frequency beings, therefore we can connect with them, right? So when you are attuning to your energy, you've really got to be smart about it and acknowledge with your mind what is correct for you. And we're utilizing how we feel, what feels light and expansive, what feels heavy. Now, how do you feel after you've spent time with this person over here? If you feel heavy or icky or sticky or just not quite right, you've sensed that there's something off, there is something off. That is just a given. It might be something off within you. There might be something off within them. It might just not be an energetic frequency balance. So you are who you hang with, okay? We've all heard this. So we literally are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So the same goes with our thought processes. What are you reading? What are you watching? What is the internal voice, the conversation that you're having with yourself? It is super important for us to be at a baseline of positivity, of high frequency. Now, having a really good baseline energetically, and this is not to say that you can't drop down into a rupture, that you can't have a swamp. Of course you can. We are human. We have feelings. We have waves and cycles and all the things. And of course we have to experience communication and what that can feel like. Sometimes it's not comfortable, but the energetic baseline, the reset, has to be of a positive and a wholesome, a holiness of energy, healthy energy. Now, another way to share this with you is water. So when we have water, this is the only water I have right now, when we have water and we talk into the water or we send our thoughts into a water, this is all energy, words and thoughts, even looking at something and just like thinking something will transform the water. Water is our greatest medicine, right? So if you are sitting there and you are drinking water and you're going, I hate water. What do you think that's going to do to your body? Because you are energy. Your thought has a wave frequency. Okay, so we are going to do a little process right now. And before we do this, I just have to let you know, your energy literally is a thing that is the foundation for your success with mediumship. In what we do is I teach people how to flow it, how to pull it, how to ground it, how to expand it, how to manifest it. Oh my gosh, and how to connect in with spirit. If you can get this down and get really like observant, if you can get really clear and if you can get really curious on how to pull and flow and shift energy, your mediumship abilities won't just be good, they will be magnificent. Okay, so I invite you to close your eyes down now and take a nice deep breath. We're going to activate your energy reset. Bringing all of your fingertips together, including your thumb. Breathe in deeply, fill up your belly. Breathe out slowly, letting go of all the words. Drop your barriers down. Come into the feeling and the thought of gratitude. Spread that joy around the body. Grow those roots from your feet down into the earth. Expand. Expand, expand, expand around the world, through the world, and out to the cosmos. And now what I want you to do is open your eyes, look at the little pyramid that you've created. We've been creating a whole lot of energy as we were just doing that little work that we were doing. And now create a ball. Looking at the ball, I want you to say the word love 3 times. Love, love, love. And now I want you to say power 3 times, looking at the ball of energy. Power, power, power. And now I want you to say the word activate 3 times. Activate, activate, activate. Notice if you can see anything, feel anything. I'm noticing like a static, a vibration that is happening. I'm not even really looking so much at the ball. I'm kind of just like gazing and my eyes are kind of just like drifting. And now I'm going to start moving my body side to side. That's it. And if you're getting an itchy nose like I have, or you're feeling like there's kind of cobwebs on your face or anything like that, it's just the energetic, holding that ball, that it's just the energetic frequency. It's the electric magnetic fields that you're tuning into because you're shifting right now. Okay, now we're going to start bouncing this ball. And maybe you've done this before, but we've just loaded a whole lot of more information in with the electric magnetic field, with the dropping of our barriers, so you're really grounded and expanded right now. That's it. And just bouncing it side to side. Ooh, how does it feel? And just noticing, for me, it's about here. Like, I actually can't go in any further. I remember when I learned this, when I went to a medium and I said, it's like 10 years ago or 9 years ago, whenever, a decade ago, and I said, I think I'm a medium and I think I have to do something really big with it. And the whole reading ended up becoming a mediumship mentoring. She was telling me I wasn't crazy, that yes, I had this gift, and she taught me how to bounce the ball energetically. She taught me basics, real basics, but those basics were really foundational. So now you're bouncing the ball, and now you can look around and just trust that the ball that you're bouncing is just bouncing and popping. You can close your eyes even, because you know what you're doing. Now grab that ball and bring it into your heart, bringing in that love, that activation, bringing it in. Now bringing this healing energy that you've activated through your entire essence, your entire body. Energetically resetting, bringing that standard higher, that boundary, that knowing of your power, that knowing of your essence, knowing that you can shift your frequency at any time to attune into spirit. Beautiful. Letting it go, wriggling those fingers, opening those eyes if they're closed, shaking it out, and resetting. Your channel is only as clear as your energy. And as control freaks, as human beings, conditioned control freaks, we don't want to let go of like our control. But the minute we start coming into receptive and we start moving and we start going into gratitude and feeling I've got all these little cobwebs, this electromagnetic field happening right now, when this starts happening and we go with it, that's where the magic is. You see, blocks are really just a lack of energetic hygiene. We are meant to be having a baseline of positivity, and when we get so into the 3D consciousness and into the system that we've been kind of like, born into and conditioned within, then what happens is we stop seeing and perceiving because of our energy. It's that simple. So when you raise that with meditation, with sound bowls, with like coming into the body and playing with energy, everything changes. And this is what happened to me when I was like, how come these signs, these synchronicities, these vivid dreams, these like intuitive hits are happening more and more and more and more and more, to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to do a reading on my hairdressing client. She came upstairs from the salon and I went to do a reading on her. I was so nervous. And I got this little voice in my head. I thought it was my voice at the time, and it just said, put down the cards. So I put down the cards, and I was just like, oh my gosh, because I was hiding behind these cards, right? So I put them down. I stood there. She sat down on the couch, and I said, what do I see? What do I feel? What do I know? And the reason why the reading was so successful was because I came inward, and I literally trusted everything that I saw, even though my brain was like, you're a fraud, you're a liar, you're going to get a no. I just said to her, you know what, Rosalind, what I see is I see a man, I see two children, and I have this feeling and and Gone with the Wind, he looks like Clark Gable. And looking back now, I'm like, oh my God, it was that moment. It was that trust leap. Which we're going to go into very soon. But, I did it, and she just said, that was one of the best readings I've ever had. No one's been able to bring through my uncle like that. He passed away 3 years ago, and I've been going to mediums ever since. And I'm like, stop it. You're lying. You're pulling my leg. And she's like, no, I'm not. So I was able to come into my energy, into my power. It doesn't matter. Listen to me. It doesn't matter if you were a little bit freaked out. Okay. A lot of people are like, I don't know if I should do magnificent mediumship because I have fear. Okay. Fear is your friend. Fear is the go button. Okay. You're the strongest entity in your reality. It's going to be scary jumping out of that plane. It's going to be scary taking that leap of faith. So energy is number one. How now? How are you feeling? Are you ready for the second key code? Let me know how this is going for you, and I cannot wait to unlock the next key code. Key code 2, the sacred invitation. So people come to me and they go, Vic, I don't see, I want to see, I'm scared, it's not happening for me, I'm blocked. And I'm like, yep, I can see all of that. I understand, and I'm like, well, do you actually want to see spirit? Do you actually want to hear spirit? Do you actually want to receive messages? Like, no matter how that looks, right? There's many, there's millions of ways to connect in with spirit. And they're like, yes and no. And I'm like, there you go. If you do not have a sacred invitation, if you are not like, oh, spirit, please share with me, and I will be open into receiving your messages in any way that I have the capacity to, or the skill set as I currently am, right? If we don't do that, if we're like, I want to see spirit, we're not going to see spirit. If we're like, I want to hear spirit, we're not going to hear spirit, because spirit loves us. And when we are only working with the highest frequency beings of the true white light, they're not going to come in and try to scare the shit out of us. They're not going to come in when they go, oh, they're going to read energy. And if your energy, going back to the first key code, if your energy is going, don't come near me, and you're going, I want to see spirit, don't come near me. Like I say, if you're blocking them, they're not going to come through. And even if they're trying to come through, you're not going to hear them, because your subconscious, I've got a YouTube video on this, your subconscious is going to literally kick them out, and you're going to block before you've even had a chance to see them, okay? You are protecting yourself somewhat profusely. So the sacred invitation is about being the right energy, being in your feminine, being juiced up, being open, receptive, all the things, grounded in your power. You're the strongest entity in your reality. Your greatest protection is your power. Okay, really nailing that down. That's why I spent so much time on the first one. And then opening, like we've already done. I've already given you so much juiciness here. And then what you do is you say, I am willing. This here, write that down, okay? This is a secret of my magnificent mediumship. I am willing to see. I am willing to hear, and I'm willing to feel. I'm willing to connect in with my grandpa. I'm willing to connect in with my child or my friend. And I will not micromanage how that happens. I understand that I am a humble human, but I also understand that I'm an all-knowing soul and a powerful spirit. And I will receive in whatever way that I can co-create with spirit. So the sacred invitation is about asking energetically and potentially verbally, if you so choose to, even in prayer and intention. And then allowing it to come in a way that is organic to you and how your body perceives, how your psyche receives. Now, for me, I didn't see the feathers like this. I didn't see the signs and the synchronicities and the intuitive nudges and the dreams as anything. I just thought that was normal life. I just thought that was coincidences. But this is what I realized when I started saying, I want to connect in with spirit. I'm curious about spirit. Truth is, I've always been curious about spirit, but I was too scared to ask. My energy was like, no. I was brought up in like a Catholic religion where it's like you give it up to God and you do not go in doing Ouija boards or pendulums or cards. I still would not do a Ouija board to this day. That's just my preference. But, energetically I was saying no. But when I started sacredly asking, the sacred invitation, and it goes both ways, by the way. We get sacred invitations from spirit as well. It's a two-way energetic frequent system. When we grab our cell phone and we're talking to someone, we want someone on the end of that, right? So it does take two to tango. So the sacred invitation goes both ways. And that is when we have coincidences. That is when we have collaboration of frequency. This is when we have alignment. This is when magic and miracles happen. So, sacred invitation. Allowing yourself to receive, allowing yourself to be the conductor, allowing yourself to be the conduit, allowing yourself to be the expander, allowing yourself to exponentially receive information from spirit. How does that feel for you? Should we do a practice right now? Okay. Now, if you feel fear, I get it. But remember what I said, fear is your go button, okay? Once I learned this, especially when I look at my human design, I've got like a lot of fear. I'm the person who is like, I'm scared and I don't know why. I'm the person who doesn't notice if anybody else is scared because I'm too busy in my own fear. So I realized fear is really not my enemy. Fear is my ally. So as long as fear isn't taking over and fear knows where it belongs, which is next to me or behind me, not the one running the ship, I'm okay with that. So I want you to have a little bit of faith right now. You can have faith in God, faith in the universe, faith in Creator, faith in consciousness herself. I truly believe that all of this is one of the same. It's an energetic frequency that we attune into. Have faith in yourself, your higher self, and this process, okay? You can trust me. I've got your interest, your highest interest at hand, like all times. So when you're ready, close your eyes down and take a nice deep breath. Breathing out all of the words, relaxing the jaw, the belly, relaxing the hips, relaxing the hands and the feet. Beautiful. We're going to ask Spirit to share with us a message today. I invite you to bring your hands into a prayer position and bring them into the sternum. That's it. Pushing hard, your palms together. Closing your eyes, third eye gaze. Nice deep breath in, filling up your belly. Breathing out your mouth, letting go of all the words. And now, in your next inhale, breathing in, filling up the belly. Hold for a moment, third eye gaze. And this time, breathing gently out your nose. Again, breathing in, filling up the belly. Hold, third eye gaze. We're opening the pineal gland, the third eye. And breathing out again, out your nose or your mouth. Beautiful. Just feeling that gratitude and just feeling those barriers drop and expanding your energy using what we went through in the first key, energetic expansion. Putting a smile on your face, knowing you are spirit, soul, and knowing you are human, divine. And right now, you are time traveling through the dimensions. You are a frequency shifter, an energetic expander, a time bender. Own it, see it, feel it. And now we're going to ask Spirit of the highest frequencies, vibrations of the true white light to support us. I invite in your spirit teams and guides, if you so wish to. Receive them now. Surrounding around your aura 3 meters out. Your guides, your ancestors, your loved ones surround you. Beautiful. And just noticing what you notice. How many beings of light are around you? This might pop through in your mind's eye as a number. Maybe you can see light beings around you, energies, names. Maybe you can hear. Maybe you just know because you feel a warmth or sense that there are beings around you. You are safe, guided, loved, and protected. And now, in this beautiful space, having a sacred invitation. Dear Spirit, show me what I need to know for now, for my highest good and the highest good of those around me. Beautiful. Now bringing yourself back into your body, letting go of your hands and opening your eyes, taking a nice deep breath in. The sacred invitation. Okay, and the reason why I brought you out of it so quickly is because our mind always wants an answer instantly. We are in a fast-paced McDonald's world. We want our fries now. We want it all now. But guess what? Sometimes it's not instant. And this is what I learned when I was tuning into my mediumship abilities. When I was like, God, where are the answers? Or I don't see angels, I see nothing. I've got crickets when I'm trying to connect into my granddad, right? Why do I just see a picture of him in my head? What I realized when I loosened up and I got really energetically clean, I started realizing that I was a living and breathing medium. I wasn't just a medium, I was a magnificent medium, which means I'm a spiritual being in a human body. I am living and breathing through different time, spaces, and dimensions at all times, and I'm able to hold it more than most people because of the expansion that I can hold within my capacity. This is what being a magnificent medium is all about. It's about being an intuitive, being a channel, and knowing, oh, I'm really excited to see what lands and how it lands. I know something very profound will probably happen within the next 36 hours. And if it doesn't, it might happen in 3 weeks, or you know what, it might happen in 3 minutes. And yes, we can suggest that we can get something instantly. We can get a sign. That's why we have these beautiful oracle cards, okay? These are quite instant. They're a tool. But I know that now you've set a sacred invitation that you're going to have guidance. Now, I'm really curious to see if you receive something straight away, but Spirit told me to deliberately bring you out of it so you can be a moving embodiment of a medium. So how now? How are you feeling? Shake it off. Woo! This is a masterclass of masterclasses. Secrets revealed by Victoria Bond. Okay, so let's get into the third key code, the trust leap. So I mentioned before my beautiful hairdressing client who I took up the stairs and I got a voice saying, put down your cards. And then I told her about this man and these children and the messages. And she said, oh my God, like that's the best reading I've ever had. I've been trying to connect with him for 3 years, and many more messages came through that day. Once I got evidential mediumship. I didn't know about that at the time. Once I got the evidence, then of course I kept flowing. And this is what the trust leap is all about. We get a piece of evidence, whether it's small or whether it's big. So when I was doing this reading, I mentioned Clark Gable. I was like, Gone with the Wind? Why am I seeing this man who's got a smirk, with who's got a moustache, and he looks a bit sly, and he's all these things? And she's like, yeah, everyone used to say my uncle looked like Clark Gable from Gone with the Wind. I'm like, what? You can't make that up. That's what we call evidence, right? But a lot of people call this coincidence. Like I said before, it's never a coincidence, ever. It's always of course. And whether it's a little feather that is falling down, or whether it is something big and profound like a prediction, we must have faith and trust that it's breadcrumbs, it's driftwood, it's going to take us to something else. So the trust leap is all about trusting everything that comes through. Now, what I do in Magnificent Mediumship is I literally do mediumship mentoring in rooms, okay? So the whole program is this profound download from Spirit. Came through at like 4:44 a.m. many years ago. We're just about hitting our 15th live round. I like to do it live because I like to do personal mentoring because, like I said at the beginning, everybody is different. And it's really interesting when we first start doing the readings, one-to-ones in rooms, and I'm observing and I come in sometimes, because what happens is the readers are missing so many of the little signs because they're looking for something big, like a neon sign, that's like a massive, like intuitive hit. But quite often, it's these little nuances. And we have to trust that everything that we say, and here's the thing, everything that we say, 90% of the time, or even 99% of the time, it's not going to make sense to us. But it will make sense to the sitter, the person who is receiving the information. And like people say, but it didn't make sense to the sitter because they haven't even processed it yet. And we're building up trust. We're building up conversation. We're building up a story. A medium once told me that when she does a tarot reading, it is like a movie. We have a beginning and we start building up on it. We start placing out cards and it's telling the story. And sometimes it's got alternative storylines. Which way you go. If you go this way and choose this, you'll end up here, or this way. Being a reader is not about giving something significant to somebody to say, this is your path, this is what you have to do. In fact, I teach the opposite. It's about the potentials, and having this trust leap is about trusting everything that's coming out of your mouth. Because if someone's seeming happy and they're like this, and you've got an intuitive feeling that they're really miserable, often we are trusting the face value. But what I'm trying to allude to here is you must trust energy, and you must trust spirit, and you must trust yourself, and you must trust anything that comes into your awareness. Okay, so having this massive trust leap of everything that you receive, and realizing that everybody receives. Why? Because everybody is energy. So we're going to do one more practice today. I'm going to prove to you that you are not just a medium. You're a magnificent medium. But before I do this, I do want to share with you Magnificent Mediumship Certification. What I teach and many of my teachings is more than just talking to a dead person. And I know that sounds kind of crazy because isn't that what mediumship is? But no, energy, entities, shifting of mistaken beliefs, of programming, of literally like implants. Okay, so we've got implants. Sometimes we have soul fragments that jump out. We have got to be a whole human, a whole spirit, a whole soul. So what I do in Magnificent Mediumship is soul retrievals, implant removals. We do like psychic surgeries, we do modalities, we do channeling and light language. We do energy work. Mediumship is about being a whole conscious being, entity, not just a human, not just a soul, not just a spirit. And something that I find that is magnificent when it comes to is the amount of money, love, and evidence that comes in from spirit for all of my mediums. I've had over 3 people win lotto. I've had over 3 people win jackpots. I have had literally over 3 people, I don't know what's with these threes, but over 3 people get their inheritance early. In the last round of I literally had two of the students in the round get massive chunks of money. One of them was gifted a house plus went and bought the family farm. The other one bought the family farm, so another completely other scenario, but I mean completely different person, but as a mirror, bought the family farm and got gifted hundreds of thousands of dollars. Before she was like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure how I'm going to even like pay my bills next week, right? And she started opening Airbnbs and her whole life changed. People are literally connecting in with their loved ones in spirit, and most of all, the thing that they love is they're finding community of like-minded souls that are just like them with these big, giant hearts wanting to make a ripple effect of change in the world. Is not just about talking to spirit. This is why if you want to be a magnificent human, a magnificent medium, doing a program, a 12-week certification program, getting mentoring at 1-to-1, looking at your blueprint in human design, allowing someone to show you your gifts. And this is my lens as a projector. I help people to see the gifts they already have. Not make mini me's, not make mini platform mediums, unless that's what you want to do. And then you've got to do it in your own way. To monetize your genius means to be abundant and to make a difference in the world. So this trust leap, this third key code, we're going to do this. We're going to get you some evidence. We're going to connect you in with spirit. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about And I want you to tune in to your energetic system to see if this is a fit for you. So are you ready to do the trust leap activation? Because I am. When you're ready, close your eyes down again. You know the drill, roots down, breathing in, feeling the gratitude in your heart, hand on your heart if you so choose to. Resetting that body, coming into your energetic frequency, your time traveling, time bending, multi-dimensional self. All parts of you are whole and complete. Coming into spirit mode, third eye gaze, expanding your energy, dropping your barriers down. You are the energy, you are the frequency, you are the codex, allowing yourself to be exactly who you be. Did you know that you were perfect already? Doing a body scan and breathing warmth into any sticky spots, any dark spots, any tense or sore spots. That's it. Breathing it out. Beautiful, relaxing the jaw, the belly, the hips, even deeper now. And now we're calling in the spirit teams, guides, ancestors, and angels of the highest frequencies of the true white light, for the highest good of you and the highest good of all humanity. Visualizing all of these beings around your aura, just like we did before. And now Are you ready for the magic? I want you to visualize there's a door in front of you. Or maybe it's behind you, or maybe it's beside you. Where is the door? What color is the door? Can you visualize a door? Or maybe you sense a door, or maybe you know that a door is there. Behind this door is one of your spirit guides, or maybe it's a loved one in spirit. I want you to open that door. You can do this telepathically. You can ask the door to open. And one of your guides or spirit team is going to pop through. They're going to come up to you. Now, if you're clairvoyant, you're going to see them. Notice what they look like. If you're clairaudient, maybe you can hear the frequency pop, the shift change, so you know something is happening. Maybe you're claircognizant, and maybe you just know there's someone there. Maybe you're clairsentient and you've got the goosebumps going on right now. Wherever you are, I know there's a spirit or a guide right in front of you. And now you're going to receive a gift. Receiving a gift from this guide. This could come in the form of a present that you open, or maybe a mantra in your mind. Maybe it's a message from your loved one to pass on to somebody else. Or maybe it's a message for you. Or maybe it's a healing of some type. Now for the next few moments, just allow yourself to relax deeper into spirit mode and to allow this beautiful gift. Making sure you drop those barriers to receive this gift today. Just notice how your body is receiving. How now? Using your greatest imagination. This is one of my mediumship secrets. Using your greatest imagination and being willing to receive. It's time for the spirit or this guide to leave now. They go back to the door. Say your goodbyes, the door closes, and you are back here in your body. 3 meters around you is clear. It's just your energy. Hearing my voice, I want you to gently start bringing yourself back to your body, noticing what you can taste in your mouth, noticing what you can see behind your eyelids, what you can smell through your nostrils, and what you can hear with your ears. Wriggling your fingers and your toes and bringing yourself fully back into the room, blinking your eyes open. Welcome back. Quite often we will have the questions like, did I just make that up? That was a coincidence. This only happened because of that. What if I get it wrong? What if people judge me? What if no one believes me? So we just have to bless that fear. We've got to move on anyway and trust the leap of faith. And I'm so grateful that I took the leap of faith. And if you told me 10 years ago when I was a hairdresser that I would be a platform medium, that I'd be teaching, I really want to teach a man how to fish, not just give him the fish, right? So yes, I do readings. And yes, I've got a very, very special offer for you about MM. I don't want to forget that. So I do readings, but I just love teaching people how to do this, from entity clearings to soul retrievals to channeling to reading, connecting with spirits and guides and all the things. I love it because I believe the more we know how to do this and the more we teach others, the more we're going to raise the consciousness of and the vibration of the planet. And that is what my mission truly is. So how are you feeling and what came through for you? Who came through for you? How many people did you perceive? Did you receive a message? Now, if you didn't receive a message or a healing or anything like that, don't worry, because I think I just taught you before that you will receive it in divine timing. Divine timing is another secret of mediumship. So pop it down in the chat. Let me know what happened. Let me know what you received. I love reading your messages. I love to know what evidence you got today. So, Magnificent Mediumship. It is a program that we run live. Not only do you get a digital portal, not only do you get an incredible workbook, not only am I constantly updating it when I'm receiving new information, not only is there a Facebook group for support and you have interaction with me every single day if you so wish to, we have live calls every week when we're doing the live round because I want to be your mediumship mentor. I want to help you to unlock and to remember your Akashics, your soul streams, your gifts, and how you can bring that into this life and how you can share it with the world in a way that fits for you to be the most abundant human soul spirit that you possibly can be. If you sign up to the next round of Magnificent Mediumship, you are going to be receiving a very special gift from me. It is what we call a soul mapping session. Now, this is worth $2,222 USD. It's a 90-minute deep dive one-to-one session with me. You receive the recording. You receive a soul map. And what that is a PDF that you get to keep forever. It's a little booklet designed for you with your name on it and with all the notes that came through from our session. We will dive into your soul streams. I'll teach you about your galactic lineage. We will go into the Akashics and we will bring through spirit and we will bring through your soul's mission and purpose and answer any questions that you have about this life, about spirit, about mediumship, and about your gifts. This is why we call it a soul map, and this is what we download from spirit, from my guides and your guides. This is a very exclusive offering. It is a very powerful experience, and everyone that's had a soul mapping has said it's been completely life-changing, and this is a part of Magnificent Mediumship this round. is a 12-week program, like I've said before, where I am your mentor for that entire time. You will find a community that is a perfect fit for you. You will make best friends for life. And not only that, you have for an entire lifetime while you're on this planet. You will be able to dive into how to entity clear, to clear homes, to work on people energetically, to be the healer that you truly be, the channel, the guide, and the medium. This will turn up all parts of your reality. It is a transformational program that is designed to make you more consciously aware of your reality. So like I said before, you're the strongest entity in your reality. Your power is your greatest protection. And this, my friend, this masterclass has been a snippet. This has been a drop in the bucket of what Magnificent Mediumship Certification is. So, how are you feeling? Are you ready to take a leap? To take a trust leap? To have faith in your abilities and to go deeper into what it means to be a magnificent medium? If you are, click on the link below. You will see that there's a payment plan, you'll see there's a pay in full, and you'll see there's a clarity call link. For those of you that still have a question, do I have what it takes? Am I a fit for this program? Jump on a call with me. We can have a chat about that. But if you know that you're ready, if you've heard me in this masterclass, if you have activated and you feel good, go ahead and sign up right now, because I know if you're still here at the end, you will be a fit for Magnificent Medium. Okay, my loves, thank you for being here. We're going to close this space now. This has been such a fun masterclass, the Magnificent Mediumship Masterclass. This has been recorded in 2025. I am so blessed to have you here watching this, and I cannot emphasize how much a privilege this is for me. We're going to say thank you so much to our spirit teams and guides of the True White Light for supporting us here today, for opening up these channels, for giving us the evidence and the gifts and all of the teachings that have really helped us to connect into our loved ones of spirit and our guides. We close the space, we cut the cord ties, and we trust that whatever is meant to land will land, and whatever we're meant to receive will be received in the perfect divine timing. Thank you for being here. We bring our hands to our heart. We bow down to our very own heart. Namaste.